We are from our conclusion. In this video, we are going to see few examples on how to find the sum for which the rate is compounded annually or half yearly. Explain in detail about the rate compounded annually. Okay, so now you may want to know why compounded annually was mentioned after the rate. Okay, so it has some meaning. It does because we can also have interest rates compounded half yearly or quarterly. So now compounded annually means for 1 year, but we can also have the rate compounded half yearly, that is for half the year, or quarterly, 1/4 of the year. Now let's see what happens to ₹100 over a period of 1 year if an interest is compounded annually or half yearly. Okay. So now what we are going to do is we are going to take a principal amount of ₹100 at 10% per annum compounded annually. Okay. So you are going to find the rate of interest for 1 year for ₹100 at 10%. The same principal, ₹100 at the same rate 10% compounded half yearly. So, okay, you are calculating the rate of interest for half yearly, that is for 6 months in one case and then for 1 year in one case. Okay, first we will see 1 year. So, here the time period taken is 1 year. So, how will you find the interest rate? You know that interest rate is equal to P into R into N, that is rate of interest into number of years. This P is nothing but principal divided by 100. So we are substituting that 100 into rate of interest 10 into number of year 1 divided by 100. So if you simplify this, you will get 100 will get cancelled. So you will get the interest as ₹10. Now what will be the amount? Okay, the principal plus interest is the amount. So the principal is ₹100 plus interest is ₹10. So the amount will be ₹110. So amount will be ₹110 and the interest will be ₹10 if it is compounded annually. Compounded annually means interest is for 1 year. Next we will see the second case. So in this case we are taking the same principal ₹100 and the same rate of interest 10%. But here we are going to do compounded half yearly. Okay, so we are going to find the interest for half year, that is for half of the year, that is 6 months. Now we are going to use the time period is 6 months or half year and we are going to apply in the same formula. Interest equal to principal into rate of interest into number of years. Okay, so now here what we are doing, here it is 1 year, but in this case it will become half year. So it is half. Okay, so 100 into 10 into half divided by 100. This is the formula. Now if you simplify this, you will get this 10 into 1/2, it will become 5. So 5 into 100 is 500 divided by 100, you will get ₹5. So here the interest is ₹5 for half year. Okay, so after half year, now our amount will become principal plus interest. Okay, so principal is 100 plus interest is ₹5, so it will become ₹105. Now for next 6 months, okay, the second half of the year, the principal will be ₹105. Okay, so the interest will be, now the principal is 105 into rate is 10% into, now we are going to calculate for second 6 months. So number of year will be half divided by 100. Now if you simplify this, you will get the interest as ₹5.25. Now the total amount will be, so the principal in the second part will be 105 plus the interest will be ₹5.25. So if you add this, you will get 110.25. So we understood the difference, how to find the interest when it is compounded annually and how to find the interest for 1 year if it is compounded half yearly. The time period and rate when interest not compounded annually, the time period after which the interest is added each time to form a new principal is called conversion period. Okay, so whenever you are adding a new principal, that you will call it as conversion period. When the interest is compound half yearly, there are 2 conversion periods in a year, each after 6 months. Okay, if it is half yearly, you will have 2 conversion periods. Okay, so now what will happen if the interest is compounded quarterly? Okay, in this case, there are 4 conversion periods in a year. Quarterly means 4. And quarterly rate will be 1/4 of the annual rate. Okay, so rate you are taking 1/2 in case of half yearly and here 1/4 in case of quarterly. So do you see that if interest is compounded half yearly, we compute the interest 2 times. So in time period we come twice and the rate is taken half. Now we will see few examples. Find the time period and rate for each. So the first one is a sum taken for 1.5 years at 8% per annum is compounded half yearly. Okay, so we want to find time period and rate. So we know that when the interest is compounded half yearly, then the given time period is doubled and the rate of interest is halved. Okay, so that is time is multiplied by 2 and the interest is divided by 2. So now it is given time is 1.5 years and rate is 8%. So the rate of interest R is 8% per annum and the time period N is 1.5 years, that is 3/2 years. If you simplify it, you will get 3/2 years. So since the interest has to be compounded half yearly, therefore the interest will be divided by 2. So 8 divided by 2, you will get 4% per half year and the time period N will be times 2. You are multiplying it with 2. So 2 into 3/2, you will get 3 half years. So thus for a sum taken for 1.5 years at 8% per annum, if compounded half yearly, rate of interest will become 4% per half year and time period will be N equal to 3 half years. Next question is find the sum and time period for a sum taken for 2 years at 4% per annum compounded half yearly. So here the sum is P and time T is 2 years and rate of interest R is 4%. So when the interest is half yearly, then time period will be doubled. So it is 2 into T half years. Okay, and then here it is 2 years, right? So 2 into 2 it will be 4 half years. Time period will be 4 half years. The rate of interest will be half. It's divided by 2. So here rate of interest is given 4%. So the new rate of interest will be 4 divided by 2. So that is 2% half yearly. So thus for a sum taken for 2 years at 4% per annum, if compounded half yearly, rate of interest will become half 2% and the time period will be double 4 half years. Next example is a sum is taken for 1 year at 16% per annum. If interest is compounded after every 3 months, how many times will interest be charged in 1 year? So what's given? Rate of interest 16% per annum. Per annum means for 1 year. Interest compounded every 3 months. So what do you want to find? How many times will interest be charged in 1 year? Okay, so every 3 months you have to calculate. So interest is compounded every 3 months means in 1 year interest will be compounded. 1 year has 12 months. So every 3 months we are calculating the interest. So 12 months divided by 3 months, you will get 4 times, that is quarterly. So in 1 year, interest will be compounded quarterly for 4 times. So the rate of interest will be 16% for 1 year. Okay. So it should be divided by 2 because you are doing it for 4 times. So it will be 16 divided by 4 will be 4%. Okay. So on the number of times you are charging the interest will be 4 times in 1 year. Hope you have understood how to find the rate of interest if it is compounded annually, half yearly or quarterly. Thank you for watching the video.